What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, guys, we are back with another Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure preview video. And today, guys, we are going to be discussing the newly released Ashoka Tano from the series Ashoka. This is her Padawan version from the flashback scene, episode 5. She was played by the actress, if I'm not mistaken, her name is Ariana Greenblatt, I think. And honestly, guys, first and foremost, I am shocked. I did not expect Hot Toys to release this specific figure. Obviously, we already have a Padawan Ashoka, but that's from the Clone Wars series. And obviously, Ariana played Padawan Ashoka in this specific flashback scene, the Battle of Ryloth, I believe it was. So again, no complaints. Let me be honest about that. I am not complaining about this. I am excited to know that Hot Toys decided to, not just her, but so many different characters that have been released by Hot Toys as figures for this specific series. I think at this point we're about at 7 or 8, right? Different characters, and this is the second Ashoka. The first one obviously being the Ashoka the White with her regular suit at the end of the series, played by Rosario Dawson. And again, this would be the second Ashoka release for this specific series. Again, as mentioned before, again, very surprised that Hot Toys decided to announce this figure. But again, no complaints about it whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and, start previewing this figure, give my initial thoughts about it, and what I expect once the figure arrives. This figure is expected in January of 2025 to June 2025. The pricing is pretty low, but at the same time, the figure does not come with a lot of things. I think the pricing is pretty fair. It's usually the pricing that we get for all figures, especially Star Wars figures, since they don't have a lot of accessories. So it's a fair pricing. So pretty much what we can do is that we can go ahead and take a look at the images. Just really quick, do want to mention that this figure is up for pre-order on Sideshow Collectibles. If you guys want to go ahead and purchase the figure, I'll go ahead and leave the link to Sideshow on the description of the video if you guys want to go ahead and grab one yourselves. But let's go ahead and take a look at the images. As I always mention, I do not claim any ownership of these images. These are all images from the website Sideshow that we pretty much all have access to as customers. And also, again, want to confirm that this is not the final product. This is just a prototype, so some things are subject to change. But honestly, guys, my first initial thoughts about Ashoka, honestly, I'm not sure there's anything that they could change. Maybe a detail here and there in the suit, and I feel like you guys would be better at finding those details than I would. But as far as the overall figure itself, I don't see anything wrong with it. To me, everything looks perfect. Her face sculpt, it is exactly as it is in the series, and that's one thing that I've always loved about Hot Toys when it comes to Star Wars figures. The face sculpts for these specific figures for Star Wars are as great as it gets. I think between the three major franchises, which are DC, Star Wars, and Marvel, me personally, I think that they do the best job as far as authentic, like face sculpts with Star Wars. To me, I don't think I've ever found an ugly face sculpt as far as any Star Wars figure. When I take a look at some of the older figures that have not been re-released, their head sculpt still stands very well. So I've always adored the job that Hot Toys does with the Star Wars face sculpts. And again, they did not disappoint here with this Ahsoka figure. To me, her body type looks perfect. The suit itself, or her outfit, looks as it is in the series. There's not really many details that I can kind of, discuss about the suit. I mean, obviously the coloring matches, and the way it matches as well. So that's always a great thing. I don't expect her to be that tall either, since again, this is her Padawan version. So she's a younger self. And of course, Ahsoka is a short character. So I don't expect her to be that tall. But I do want to go ahead and take a look at some of these images. First and foremost, the best part to me about the figure already is her arms, and pretty much her arms. So The body is going to be made, I believe, in silicone. And honestly, guys, I cannot tell you how excited that I am about that and how happy I am that Hot Toys finally decided to do a silicone body. I hope I'm not pronouncing the word silicone correctly, right? And that's been one of my complaints about Hot Toys with some previous figures, right? That they make the regular material, and unfortunately, the figure doesn't look that authentic, and it just pretty much looks like your figure put together. This right here, as you guys look at the arms, it looks perfect. They look very well made, and I am so happy that Hot Toys decided to do the silicone arms. I think they just make the character look much better. Sure, is it going to be a little bit harder to kind of move the character, and the articulations, they're going to be a little bit harder, but I'm okay with that. Again, what matters is that the figure looks as authentic as it possibly can be, and that we at least have some type of poses available to us. So to me, again, love the fact that it's a silicone body. Taking a look more of the images, she does come with her regular green lightsaber. Again, this is the Padawan version from the early seasons from the Clone Wars, so she did not have her two lightsabers yet. So this is accurate, the green lightsaber, although it does look a little too long. Again, we're talking about a Padawan Ahsoka, so to me it should be a little bit smaller, me personally, but I might be wrong about that. But that's pretty much the only thing that I can really say about like her outfit. Her leku, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly as well. It looks accurate. She does have this gold headband that pretty much goes all the way to the back. That is accurate as well. So really don't have too many things to kind of critique about the suit, because about the outfit, because to me it looks really accurate. And again, just the fact that the arms are made of silicone, that to me is such a great thing, and it's gonna make the character look so much so much better, and so much more accurate compared to her actual like scenes from the TV series. And of course, with the lightsabers, we're gonna get the 3 regular lightsabers. So we're gonna get like the motion lightsaber, the regular lightsaber, and I would assume the one without the actual crystal that you guys can pretty much hang right here onto her belt. So that's pretty much something that always has been for every single Star Wars character. So just taking a closer look to her face sculpt, to me this is as great as it gets. Again, I don't think it's as great as Rosario Dawson's face sculpt from her regular Ahsoka figure that was released a couple of months ago, but this is fantastic. It looks to me exactly as Oriana. The skin texture, fantastic, just like the regular Ahsoka. The paint applications look great. She does have rolling eyeballs, so I mean, to me, I think we can pretty much say it's a given that Hot Toys is going to do rolling eyeballs with every single figure that they'll release from now on, and to me that's a fantastic thing. I think that we're able to post the character in much better ways, and it looks much more authentic whenever we're able to roll the eyeballs. So I'm really happy about that. And as mentioned before, the paint applications, her skin texture, it looks fantastic, so no complaints there. Again, the Leku does look pretty good, and if I'm not mistaken, the Leku itself has articulation, so I think we're able to move it different ways, and that's always, I think to me that's a big plus, and I like that. I'm not sure for previous Ahsoka figures that's been the same thing. Unfortunately, I don't own a Ahsoka figure, so you guys might know better than I would, but still, just wanted to kind of point that out, that the Leku does have its articulations, so we're going to be able to move it in different ways. So again, we can pretty much take a look at more images. She does come also with her goggles or glasses from the scene. Again, this is the Battle of Ryloth, so there is a lot of sand and a lot of dirt, so it makes sense for her to have this. Now, please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I ever saw her put the goggles on in any part of the scene. Now, again, the scenes were pretty short. There were just flashback scenes in the series with Anakin. But again, she does have these in the Clone Wars series, so I am not going to complain, that they have these on. This figure doesn't really have a lot of accessories, so I mean, the fact that they added these goggles, I'm okay with that. And again, it's accurate because of the scene, because of the battle. It's in Ryloth, so it makes sense for them to include them here onto the figure. Now, next image, we can pretty much take a look at the base. This is where I'm a little bit disappointed. Obviously the base is pretty much with kind of like sand type of theme base, obviously representing the Battle of Ryloth. But to me, I'm sorry. I understand that Ahsoka, what matters to us is the character and the accessories. But to me, the base, it is way too basic and way too simple in my personal opinion. Now, I'm not sure if maybe Hot Toys has its limits when it comes to Star Wars figures, because there are some things that they are not allowed to do with Star Wars figures. So I'm not sure if maybe it would be the same thing here with this base. So again, if I'm speaking incorrectly, I do apologize. But still, right, me personally, this base, honestly, it is too basic. I really am not a fan of it. I just think that they could have done better. They could have, I don't know, done something more, I guess, done a more detailed base, or at least make it like actual sand itself, make it seem like it's actually sand. This, I mean, they just basically put a piece of plastic on top of like the black box, and that's pretty much it, right? So I am disappointed about that. Hopefully once they do release the actual product, they can actually improve this space. The nameplate is pretty much going to stay the same, and that's always the same for every single Star Wars figure, so no complaints there. But again, hopefully they do improve the base, because to me it is too basic in my personal opinion. So again, just taking a look more at the images, again, as I mentioned before, excited to have her. I cannot wait to team these two guys up, so we can go ahead and do Ahsoka and Captain Rex. And obviously both figures were released based on the series. I mean, again, even Captain Rex was released based on the Ahsoka series. That's how many characters Hot Toys decided to release for this specific series. Again, not complaining. I am super excited about that. We're gonna have a lot of characters, but I'm shocked. I mean, I can't lie to you guys. I'm shocked. I mean, they released more figures for the Ahsoka series that they did for the Kenobi series. So I am just stunned by that. But again, not going to complain about it. Very happy that they decided to do this. It's going to be a great collection, no question about it. And I cannot wait to do the unboxing videos for each specific figure. Now, this next image, I don't want to get too excited, but is that a rooted hair Anakin? Or did they just display it there just to kind of, you know, show a different image of Ahsoka? But if they do release a second rooted hair Anakin, the reason I say a second is because obviously there was one release for Revenge of the Sith, right? Which should be coming soon this year, a little bit later on this year. But are they gonna do a second Anakin from the Clone Wars? Honestly, guys, I would be so excited about that, especially if it's a rooted hair, because I do believe there is already a regular Anakin from the Clone Wars with Hayden's face sculpt. So I mean, to me, if they were to release a second Anakin, obviously they better do a rooted hair to make it a much better improvement. So just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on that, right? I don't think they will release a rooted hair Anakin, but it's interesting to know that they put this image here of Ahsoka and him right there. Again, just last images. So as I mentioned before, her rolling eyeballs, again, not a shocker there, but as always, a very welcomed addition to the figure. As I mentioned before, the silicone arms and seamless joints, I cannot tell you how happy I am about that. Again, as I mentioned before, it just makes the figure much more accurate, and the material is going to be so much better. So very, very happy about that. As I mentioned before, the accessories, it is a kind of like a golden type of color, which is her headband that she does have in the series. So that is accurate. And so pretty much that's all I can really say about the figure. There is no deluxe version. It is just this figure on its own. It comes with the base, which again, I mentioned before, really not too excited about it. The 3 different types of lightsabers, I think it's six pieces of hands, the suit itself, the rolling eyeballs, and pretty much that's all that it comes with. I really don't think there's anything that they could have possibly added. Still in all, very excited about this figure, a shocking one to say the least, and she is again up for pre-order if you guys are interested in grabbing one yourself. So I'll go ahead and include the link to Sideshow Collectibles so that you guys can purchase her if you guys want to. But me personally, as far as the figure itself, no complaints whatsoever. She looks as good as she possibly could have. The only thing that again I am disappointed about is the base itself. That's pretty much it. As far as the figure, everything looks great. the face sculpt, the skin texture, the silicone arms, the Leiku, the outfit itself. Everything looks perfect. I really cannot find anything that that they could improve on. If you guys do disagree with me, feel free to leave a comment. As I always say, feel free to leave a comment, give your opinion about the figure, and I will respond back. Again, I feel like that's the point of these videos, for us to go ahead and give our honest opinions about the figures and have a decent conversation about them. But again, very excited to go ahead and receive her once she is ready. So again, this is going to be it for this preview video for Ashoka per Padawan version from the series. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for the continued support. Thank you so much for all of you guys who are subscribing to my channel and for supporting my account. As I always say, if it is the first time that you were watching me, feel free to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notifications bell so that way you stay updated with any upcoming content that I will have in the near future. Also, as I always mention, I am on TikTok and Instagram. The links to that are on the description of the video. Feel free to add me there as well so that way you guys stay updated with anything that's coming up in my channel. So for now, guys, this is going to be it for this preview video of Ashoka Tano, her Padawan version. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.